Welcome back to Call Me By Your Game, the podcast where I, your host, Connor McCabe, bring on a guest to hear from them about a meaningful or memorable, well, stumbled over that one, memorable video game from a particular moment in their life. This is a podcast about what makes video games special to different people and gives us a little peek inside a window of when a game really hit for somebody. A little bit of housekeeping up top is that anything that my guest or I plug today, whether it be another podcast that somebody has or even just ways to support the show, you will be able to find a link to that in the show notes wherever you're listening. So if you're watching the version on YouTube or even just listening on Apple Podcasts, if you scroll down, we've got some nice links for you there. Whether you want to find our Patreon, leave a review for the podcast, follow us on social media. There's a bunch of stuff there. You'll find it nice and neat, organized by me. That'll do it for the housekeeping. And I'll finally introduce our guest for today's episode. We've got a returning champion, folks. Please welcome to the microphone, Mr. Games, Matt Apodaca. Matt, welcome back.
What's up, dog? Hell yeah.
You're also I know that you are canonically known as a few nicknames, including the Xbox Kid. I don't know if you actually claim that one anymore.
I sort of retired it, it only in part because I don't condone anything that they're doing. On multiple levels. Don't have to get into it. But I don't fuck with it. But I also just not playing it as much. And look, $30 a month for Game Pass I might as well buy the goddamn game. I can't believe, we don't need to get into it too much, but I agree. I haven't subscribed to that. I mean, even the previous year before that had like an awakening where I realized, Link.
I'm Link on Koholint Island, where I realized I can just cancel this if I'm not using it and always come back. And that became even easier when, the price rolled up to $30.
There's less of a benefit to keeping it because whereas PlayStation Plus, for example, I do have the subscription for.
Yes.
And I would argue I'm not really using it. Right? But I am collecting every single monthly game they give me. And I have a massive library of games that I'll never play. But those, in theory, are mine.
Totally. Yeah, if they stopped doing that and let's say you canceled your subscription for a brief period and you decided, you know what, I want to go play Persona 5 Royal. You could just jump back into your subscription for 1 month. Well, that game, let's be real, it'll be longer. And play it because you technically have it in your Plus library.
Exactly. So that alone is a benefit enough to me, I guess. And it's also half the price of Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's just not as much at all. And the cloud storage, whatever. It's like that. Nintendo's the only one that's like a good price. And we'll talk about the thing we're going to talk. But also, I don't think they're offering anything substantial. Not enough.
Yeah, no, I could talk about this topic forever.
Yeah.
But you have a storied history on this podcast. You originally appeared way back on episode 4 where we discussed Guitar Hero. Yeah, that we recorded that in person in Jeremy's closet, basically.
That's right, yeah.
At his old house. We played the game before we talked about it. You and I jammed out, and I think there's a video still on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
On our YouTube channel of you and I playing Guitar Hero, truly 6 years ago at this point. Long time ago. A lot has changed. You've made many other appearances on many co-op episodes as well, including, I think the most recent one you were on, we discussed Inside last fall.
I'd say one of the bigger changes, too. I would say back then, we were pretty good friends. I'd say we're better friends now.
I had the same thought leading up to your episode this week. I was like, wow, I would have already considered you one of my very good friends back then.
Yes.
And now I'm like, oh, there's no doubt in I am impressed that we've not just stayed good friends, but become even closer. And now
we've become closer.
See each other multiple times a week by proximity.
Our significant others are good friends. They talk without us.
Yes. Mine wasn't even in my life at the time. Yeah, they talk good. They talk good. A lot has changed, and like Wicked for good. But yeah, I had no way to follow that up, and it kind of sounds like I left a silence to get a laugh.
I did. Well, here's the thing. You got it. First of all, I gave it to you. I have been telling Isabel in the house. Do you know how coveted? I was like first, because you're like, well, look, doesn't matter. We're going to go to dinner soon.
Yes.
The four of us. And I was like, do you know how nice it is to have a dinner on the calendar?
Oh, dude.
And for, not to dox where we're going, and I won't, because I don't want any freaks or snoops
all of our fans
up.
That we both have.
Well, I know they're really obsessed with you, but the place is also exciting. And that's even more fun. Yeah. It's going to be, we're going to have quite a night.
I think maybe I said this on the thread, but I've never been.
And you're going to have a blast. I hope you're feeling a little adventurous.
I'm so excited. Well, I've had the cuisine before many times. I love the cuisine.
We're just going to order all the stuff we like.
Yes. But yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah. So much. We originally met as, if people listen to the first episode you were on.
Pause now and go back.
And just know us. Yeah, pause, go listen to the episode. I don't care how hard it is to find. It's on the feed. But we knew each other originally through the Los Angeles improv comedy community. That's how we met and became friends. I think you were like working one day. I knew of you for a long time because you were already friends with one of my best friends, Stephen Loomis.
That's right.
Our sweet boy.
Will he ever do this show?
Loomis came on. I've had him on for a co-op episode.
Yeah.
Me and him and Amanda talked about Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, which rocks, but I could never get him on in another facet, which is, he's played video games.
The idea of him sitting here with just you and you two trying to have a sincere conversation is very funny to me.
That would be the struggle, because he would just want to...
He'd want to bully you.
Yes, because that's our dynamic is I'm either sincere or strange, and he basically just labels it.
Yes.
That's our whole dynamic. Anyway, yeah. That's how you and I met. We've been friends for a long time, still really good friends, and can't wait to continue to be friends as we move forward. But Matt, you do a lot of stuff.
Yes.
You're a man about town. What do you want to tell the listener about yourself currently, and is there anything you want to plug while we're here?
Oh, yeah. Well, I still have the newly award-nominated Get Played.
Oh, congratulations, ensemble.
Only been doing this for almost 7 years. That time we got a little fucking respect around here. Yeah, best nominated for best overall ensemble. What does that mean? Who could say? We're nominated.
I don't want to step on toes, but I've got a feeling that the Resident Evil 4 merchant is going to be pretty excited about that.
I do think there probably will be something of that like that. It was funny because we just learned of it last night. And none of us know how or why it happened, and we're also in a category with like Smartless and like other like big shows. So we're just like, there's no way we are going to win, but it would be extremely funny to win.
Yes.
But we have Get Played still. Nick Weiger, Heather Ann Campbell, and I, our producer Ranch, talk about games.
Yes.
And gaming type things, I suppose. Our episode that we recorded this week that will be out probably by now at this point is about how we would save the Switch 2.
Oh, wow.
Like we kind of just as a thought exercise.
That's
like
fun.
What's lacking? Like what do we need? Like how do we get in there? Bar rescue style kind of. And we have a new Patreon. It's still the old Patreon. All the stuff's there, but we've changed focus a little bit where we used to have a show called Get Animated, where we would talk about anime, but we're not doing that anymore. We might do it sometimes, but we've sort of rebranded the Patreon to a more sort of a catch-all, sort of second Get Played show, where it's like the same, more of an extension of the. I've been telling people to think of it as like the Doughboys Double, kind of like how Doughboys is one thing, Doughboys Double is like basically the same thing, but it could be a little bit different. It can kind of be anything. That's sort of what this is, where we did an episode. We did an old How Did This Get Played type episode where we played a bad game, did a Bubsy collection, bad, really miserable time doing that. We're gonna try to do those. Yeah.
I loved listening to last week's episode, or this week's episode rather, and Heather, I think it was Heather, was like, we were reminded why we don't do that anymore.
Yes, it was tough.
That cracked me up.
It was a tough hang. But when we did an episode about Avatar Fire and Ash, like just to like really just be like, hey, look, it can kind of just, we can kind of do anything now, and that freedom's been nice. You know what? Still improvising, still doing that stuff when I can. Done some dropout stuff since I last been on. And I'm in a cartoon that's coming out on Netflix February 20th.
Wow, that's so soon.
Yeah, sooner than I realized. Because when I did it, it was going to be it was a long time from then. I think I started recording it end of 2024, early 2025 or something, and they were like, it might be the end of this year or beginning of next year. So it's beginning of next year already. It's coming out, and I'm not in it that much, but I feel like one of the things that I did was like, I'm in it.
Hell yeah. What's the name?
It's called Strip Law, and it's about lawyers in the Vegas Strip, and it's from the twisted mind of the incredible, brilliant comedic mind of Colin Crawford, and it's got people like Adam Scott, Janelle James, Stephen Root, Keith David, like just like big names.
Matt Apodaca.
And then like that's like, and it's nuts. But there's like a bunch of our friends are in it too. Yeah. Like so like I think like a lot of Big Grande's in it.
Oh yeah.
Vic Michaelis is in it. A lot of like just funny comedy people are in it. But I felt it was like the first thing I had ever done like that.
Yeah.
So it was exciting, and when asked to plug, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll that's
it's coming up.
It's coming up. I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, that's the best.
They replaced my voice. They like
and it's me.
It's you, but you're doing a me kind of, but you're
I'm doing a Matt impression. That's exactly how that is me doing a you impression. That's so exciting, dude. I remember when, under the table, there were some whispers that this was going on for you.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see this thing.
I can't wait. The stuff that I've seen of it, just like the little clips here and there, are great. So I'm looking forward to it.
Incredible. Well, I will put a link. I'm pretty sure I should be able to find a link to that show, even though it's not out yet.
Yeah, put Netflix. Just type in Netflix.com.
That should be helpful. But I'll put a link to everything you plugged in the show notes, including your social media handles if you want that.
Oh, hell yeah.
We are about to talk about your more recent history with video games, but before we do, Matt, I'd love if you would tee up what we've got coming during the main event later and call me by your game.
Okay. What we have coming up in the main event, there's a lot of things I brought to the table that I was like, we could talk about this, could talk about any game for a long time. But the game that I brought in has been my number one favorite game for, I don't know, what, at this point, 20 years?
Ever?
It hasn't changed and probably won't ever change. And that game is Kingdom Hearts 2.
It's very exciting. This show isn't, designed to just have people's favorite game. Like, as you know, as the listeners know, when I'm talking to people about coming on the show, I don't ask, bring on your favorite game. It happens sometimes.
Right.
It sure does. But when this lines up where your favorite game also happens to just have such great memories tied to it, or just be something you want to just gush on.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So, Matt, I'm so pumped.
Well, it probably doesn't happen so much because I feel like probably a lot of people's favorite games are somebody else's favorite game.
That too.
Right? Not to say that I'm so unique for having Kingdom Hearts 2 be my favorite game. I'm sure there are dozens of us. But
dozens.
There's got to, I feel like with the wide net of people, and it's a wide net, so many people. A real gatherer, a real beacon of community. I would say probably it was a safe bet that if you were going to talk about Kingdom Hearts 2, it was probably going to be with me.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 1 discussed. Kingdom Hearts 2 up for grabs, and today We're finally going to dive into it.
That's right.
But as far as your recent history in games, I'll start with a more broad question. Since your first time on the show, and roughly that was, I think we recorded in like November of 2019, what sort of changes or trends have you seen in gaming for yourself? This could be styles of games you play, platforms you play on, habits, anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've gotten more into, maybe not more into, but I now have access to like stuff that's on PC because I have a PC and a Steam Deck, right? So like that, just being up in the Steam ecosystem is so different because there's a little more like, I don't know, it's kind of like going to a buffet, and the buffet is the other consoles, the other libraries on those consoles, and then discovering that there's a second room with a second buffet.
Yeah, yes.
Where you're kind of like, there's all this stuff's here too?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like that's interesting because like obviously there's multi-platform stuff, a lot of the big stuff also comes to PC, right? Except, console exclusives here and there. But for the most part, if it's on something else, it's probably also on PC. But
yes.
Some things don't make the jump from PC to everything else. And that is sort of an interesting sort of space. So like I'm playing stuff on there, like, I mean, I'm playing, what's the last game? I mean, that's where like I started Balatro or Vampire Survivors or something like that. I was playing that on my Steam Deck first.
Okay.
Right? And even like, I mean, I think I got Hades 1 on Switch first, but then repurchased it on my Steam Deck. So then when Hades 2 came out in early access, I was playing it on my Steam Deck. And just so like I feel like there's just a lot of games like that I'm like that go to Steam first before they make it out onto the wider gaming ecosystems, and so that's like exciting to me. But then also the idea that there could be even sales,
yes,
is interesting because the sales that we have on like PlayStation or Nintendo, the sales are negligible, like, right? They're not anything ever really too exciting.
Yeah, it's only really, I feel like what I find on sale there is stuff you'll find on sale on Steam, like an indie title or what have you.
Yes, exactly.
With rare exception.
But then sometimes on Steam, a game that you were like looking forward to, that you're like, oh, I'm gonna hold off on this for a little while for whatever reason, will then just be like $3.
Yeah.
And then you'll just be like, okay, well, like, yeah, like I'd be an idiot not to buy this for $3, and then you'll buy it and never play it.
Yep.
But
oh yeah,
you didn't feel so bad buying it and not playing it and spending full price. You know what I mean? Like, in that's huge. That's really opened things up, as far as the ability to buy something for no reason.
Yes.
But it is like, I feel like that's different. And then like, I don't know if I've discovered that I like the Metroidvania genre. That was something that I wasn't necessarily highlighting too much back then, but I think that's maybe one of my favorite genres. And right now, speaking of the game we're going to talk about later, I'm sort of in an RPG sort of mode.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this year is going to be a big RPG year for me. I just finished. I completed the new Dragon Quest VII reimagined demo and was just like, I did. It's only like a couple hours. It's like, there's not that much to do in the demo, but it was enough for me to be like, I was interested in that game for this year, and it has now jumped to like the top of my list of things I'm like looking forward to for games this year. Very charming, very cozy.
Have you ever played a Dragon Quest?
I played some of, and I say some of because I thought I was almost done with it, and when I told Nick where I was in it, he laughed at me. But I played some of Dragon Quest XI.
Oh, yes.
And I liked that quite a bit, but it's a game that I've been meaning to get back to.
Yeah.
But they keep pumping out these remakes. I also just got Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D.
Oh.
I think partly because it was like half off, so I was like excited, and I had like a gift card, so it was basically like $11 for me.
Hi, Tony.
My cat Tony is smelling my mouth while I'm
Look how big
speaking.
he is now.
He's gotten really big. He's becoming a bit of a problem. He can't get fixed yet, so he has huge balls too.
Dude, must be nice.
Yeah, like father, like son.
Get him, Matt.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a bit of a problem, and we like can't wait to get him fixed.
Yes.
Because then he'll just calm down. But
yeah,
I'm trying to think what else is different. I mean, I guess I've finished in this last year in comparison to previous years. I finished fewer games too, which is a bad change. I think, right? Like not my best year numbers wise. But I've also, I think I've turned to games that I think are a little challenging. Like a Silk Song. I finished Hollow Knight, right? But I haven't finished Silk Song yet. I finished Elden Ring twice. I finished the DLC. So like that stuff, like I'm not turned off or turned away by something that is challenging in a video game. And I've also liked scarier games more recently too, like the Silent Hill 2 remake I loved.
Oh yeah.
Alan Wake 2 I think made it onto my top 10 list ever, because I think it's just such a unique piece of art. And we talked about that on the show too. But yeah, so I think it's some of it is more of the same, but I'm trying to broaden my horizons a little bit and just like try out some stuff that I wouldn't necessarily think I would be a fan of too.
It sounds like you have done that, even just in the like RPG space for you. I know that you played growing up all sorts of those, but I feel like whether it be action RPGs or the turn-based RPGs, being a big Pokemon fan, and you're still doing that, but broadening in the genre.
Yes.
I love to hear that. Even hearing you getting more into Metroidvania type games is fun. And it sounds like I would be willing to bet that you play more games now than you used to, even if like this last year you didn't, quote unquote, complete them, which I go through, you and I have both posted our like year-end lists of games we beat. And I also beat less games than I did the previous years. But sometimes I really get a lot of satisfaction out of beating a game. And other times, like I played almost all of Metroid Prime 2 last year.
Yeah.
It's a game that it's like a Zelda. It has 3 main temples, and then you do one big long fetch quest at the end of it, and then you go do like a final little dungeon and fight a boss. Once I got to the fetch quest stuff, I was like, I'm good. I really liked this, but I don't need to feel awful in order to put another game on my list.
That's interesting because, I did that, I can't remember when these games came out, but there was a period where I was basically at the very end of Metroid Dread and the game Deathloop.
Yes.
And I loved Deathloop so much. Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
And the only thing that was stopping me from finishing it was finishing it. I was like at the last thing I had to do for both games.
Yes.
And like took a break from both for some reason, just kind of lost the
almost like muscle memory.
The muscle memory of playing the game, and couldn't do it when I returned. So I was just like, well, I basically did do it.
Yeah.
Like I did all of it.
You had a very thorough,
yes,
if not basically complete experience.
Yes. And then I think at one point I just like watched the final little scene on both and just like called it a day, but didn't add it to my. I feel like I should be able to go back and retroactively add those two to my completed list for 2021, even though that year was stacked. But I remember back then, for some reason, I'm looking at the list now. There's a lot of games on that list, and I remember saying it on the show, and this may be at the time when people were less interested in what I had to say on the show. And people were like, a lot of the games Matt finished were really short. So like, I don't even think he's like, it's like that good of a list. They're like, some of those were like only like a couple hours long. Like, okay, sorry, bitch. I finished the games.
Yeah. Is there a threshold I need to feel good about my list as far as like how long they are? Get out of here.
That year in particular, 4 of those games in a row were Kingdom Hearts games.
That's awesome. I mean, I had this similar thing with my list this last year. I talked about a lot of indie games. Like we discussed Inside. I probably played that for 4 hours and bang, boom, it's on the list. It's done.
Oh, yeah. I did that in like basically 2 sittings when we did it.
Yes. Yeah. Similar. Another game. Have you ever played Donut County?
No. And you know what? Sometimes I read it and I know it's Donut County. I want it to be Donut Country.
Hey.
I want it to think bigger.
Hey, you know what? That should have been the sequel. That game is amazing. I played it in less than 2 hours. You can play it in one sitting and not even rushing, but just like experiencing the game. And that is a full, rich experience too. So that's so annoying to hear that people. Well, I mean, that's just fans of a bigger show.
Yeah, I don't take anything personally. I haven't thought about that every day since. It's not a big deal.
Matt, I'd love to talk about anything recent you've been playing that are highlights for you. I know you just mentioned that you played through the demo of the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, but are there any like recent big hits for you that you wanted to highlight here?
At the end of last year, I finished Ghost of Yotei, and I absolutely loved that.
Bravo!
I loved it. I loved Dispatch. That was my final game of the year last year, and I wish I had played it sooner. I thought it was wonderful. I want to play it again as soon as I can because I want to see what the other outcomes are.
Was that on Steam Deck for you?
That I played that on my PS5 actually.
PS5, okay, gotcha.
But I did. That was, you know what's weird about that game? It's funny you say that. It came out, and the reason I think it took me so long to get to it was that I couldn't commit to what platform I wanted to play on. Because it was also on, you could play it on Switch 2 now also, I think.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I could play this on anything. Why don't I just wait till all the episodes are out and then I'll decide.
Yes.
And I think I got like a gift card or something for PlayStation. Was like, well, I'll use this. I'll get this. And MLB The Show for some reason. I haven't gone back to that. Yeah, played through a World Series game and had to just run it back real quick.
Nice.
And haven't touched it since. But I was just talking to Corey Webster, another friend of ours.
Oh, nice.
I was in New York and he was also in New York, so we like met up and hung out when we were there.
Oh, whoa, no way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was really fun. And he was telling me about Super Mega Baseball 4.
Oh yeah.
And I just got that because it was $5 on Switch.
Incredible.
And I was like, well, I got it. That's a deal, baby.
Yes.
One thing you'll learn about me, I love deals. Give me all the deals you got, baby. So Dispatch, yes. And then right now I'm playing a lot of Hades 2. I played it a little bit in early access, enough to be like, this is really good. I'm going to just stop now and wait for 1.0.
Yes.
Started over at 1.0. Didn't get particularly far in early access, but was like, okay, it feels like there's a lot here. 1.0 comes out. They add a bunch of stuff that I was like, whoa, this is all crazy. Like there's so much going on. Oh no, I think I lost Connor.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh no.
Okay, Here we are. Okay, I waited.
Sorry, it's telling me my connection is unstable. Perfect timing for recording a remote podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Good stuff. I'll say, okay, so 1.0 comes out. They add all this stuff, and it's like so I think some of it, what I had experienced, was there in early access, but a lot of it had been refined and more fleshed out. And then there was like even just more additional stuff. So like when it came out, I was like, there's kind of feels like there's a lot going on. And I was playing a couple other things. You know, I think Silk Song had also just come out. Like they came out pretty close together. so I had budgeted my time for that, put it away, was just on a flight, the aforementioned flight to New York, played it the whole way there and the whole way back.
Wow.
So like went from having 2 hours logged on Switch to then coming back home and then playing it. Now I think I have like 17 hours logged.
Just saw every boon imaginable.
And it's so good. And there's like stuff in it that I don't even want to talk about because I was just like, I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's extremely fun. And I haven't even beaten Chronos yet.
Yeah.
Like haven't done it, but I've upgraded a bunch of things, have gotten, I think I've beaten the first threshold boss and get to how much of it have you played?
I don't know how many hours, but I was like repeatedly getting to the band.
Yes, okay.
And losing to them, but getting closer with it,
I'm close to the band. I'm close to beating the band.
Nice.
And that is its own reward. I thought about playing it on because I'm not trying to prove anything.
Yeah.
And they have the God mode where you do get a little bit stronger. It's not like completely invincibility or whatever, but like if you lose the next time you start, instead of starting from 0, you have a little bit more juice or whatever.
Okay.
So it's like, it's a way to play if you want to just experience the story, and then you kind of just get stronger as you go.
Gotcha.
But I thought about doing that, but the gameplay loop is so good that I don't kind of feel like I don't need to yet. You can turn it on at any time. But I'm playing that, and I did start Octopath Traveler.
The first one. Oh boy, Mr. RPG is here to stay.
Yes, because it is. I've wanted to play it for a long time. So far, I'm finding it very charming. But I also know everyone says it's it's the worst one, even though it's still really good. Obviously, I think people really like Octopath Traveler 2, but I'm kind of thinking, I don't know how connected the stories are, but I was like, I have the cartridge that has both on it.
Yeah.
Might as well just start at 1.
Yeah.
See what's going on here. Enjoying it so far. I'm not very far into it, but everyone's also saying this new one is really good. Octopath Traveler 0.
I've heard the same. I can't. That's the one I haven't touched. But who did you start your journey with? Because you can choose between any of the 8 characters.
What's his name? Is his name Cyrus, the teacher?
Yes. Is he a mage?
Yeah.
Yes.
I started with the mage.
He's powerful.
He's good stuff, and I'm enjoying him. I'm enjoying the voice acting. That's kind of the thing that I like about it the most, honestly, is that these pixel little characters have these very sort of grandiose, well-performed voices. And there's something about the art style that I've been very I didn't finish it, but I liked the Live Alive port that came out.
These HD 2D games.
Yes. And that's what got me interested in the Dragon Quest one, which I'll get to. I feel less of a rush to get into that because the new one, 7's coming out. Mm-hmm. I don't want to Dragon Quest myself out. So I kind of was like, okay, I got this. I've had Octopath in the chamber in the backlog for a while. That feels something I can do before the new Dragon Quest comes out without getting burned out on Dragon Quest. You know what I mean?
Smart.
But that's what I'm playing right now, and I know that I have a list because I heard you guys talking about this on was it on Video Games, a comedy show? It must have, or wait, when you guys were talking
was it the
about
most anticipated?
Yes. Oh no, you know what? I was actually hearing you guys were talking about the games that you're excited about, but when I was listening to Jeremy and Charlie talk on Video Games, a comedy show, they're talking about how at this point in the year, there's usually nothing really announced.
Yeah.
And that whereas in the past that hasn't historically been the case. In the last couple of years, that's become more true. Mm-hmm. But sometimes they'd be like, hey, this is coming out, but now everyone's favorite thing to do is announce a game that 1 will never come out, or 2 be delayed for years. You know what I mean? So right now there's not a ton of games that I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
But there's stuff, I feel like February is when like the games that I am excited about are coming out. So it's going to be a busy month, but I have a little bit of time before February to hopefully either try and finish Octopath Traveler or, see if I finally get the wild hair to start Clair Obscur again. But I can't. I know I can't do both, so I got to pick one. And right now I'm sticking with Octopath. Same
for me. I can juggle multiple games at a time, but they typically need to be different genres and almost act as, this isn't unique, but act as a palate cleanser for each other. Otherwise,
they have to be. That's why I like bouncing between Hades 2 and Octopath. Feels different enough. And like Hades is also like a game where like that is designed to be like, okay, let's see how far I can get on this run.
Yes.
Right? Whereas then like Octopath Traveler is like a little more like, hope you're ready to read.
For real.
Hope you're ready to read some text for a while.
Oh, man.
And walk around kind of slow.
Yes. That game is... I played like 50 hours of it when it came out. I was so... I think this is all sounding familiar. I think we chatted about this over text in
I think I started it because of your endorsement. Of thinking it was a good time.
And but I think the way you described it, I would say is how I feel, which is I think it's really good. It just felt a little long in the tooth by the end, and I think I got distracted by other stuff coming out back in 2018 when I was sitting at a desk at Moza playing that game, answering phones. Matt,
that was did I tell you to do that?
To bring my Switch?
Yeah.
I think you probably gave me the push I needed to be like, I can just do this.
Because when I worked there, we worked there separately.
Yes.
I left.
You passed the baton, basically.
Exactly. And when I was working nights there, you're answering the phone for reservations and you're like confirming reservations. But there's like a solid chunk of time where the phone might ring once every like hour and a half, maybe. And you're just kind of just up there. But somebody has to be there because the restaurants are too busy they can't also be answering the phones.
Yes.
Right? So nobody gives a shit really what you're doing up there. But like the internet, like the computer isn't really set up for you to like browse too much. So you would be like, okay, like, I could look at my phone for a little while, I guess. But I like started Breath of the Wild up there.
Yes.
And was just like playing it on my Switch. And I would just be playing my Switch and like Nancy Silverton would come up and not say anything. Like, because like it's like, who cares? They're up here. I mean, if you were playing Switch down on the line...
That might be a problem.
That might be a problem.
Don't want to get one of those Joy-Cons ending up on a plate.
Yeah. Damn, this stick freaking drifted all the way onto the plate.
This is al dente, I'll tell you what. I remember, when that sort of thing would happen, especially on those slower times, like I would just kind of like politely put whatever I was playing down and just kind of, just in case someone needed anything, just kind of like be ready. But then usually they'd go about their business. But
yes, I
was playing my original Switch up there. I was playing my Nintendo 2DS up there. The 2DS XL that I have. It was good. But Matt, you just told us that there wasn't a ton you're like deeply looking forward to soon. And I sort of wanted to finish this segment out by just giving you a chance to talk about any game that you are looking forward to playing. This doesn't even have to be a new game. This could be something else in your backlog that you've been meaning to get to, or something you just heard about that sounds exciting. Does anything come to mind for you?
Well, I mean, of course, the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, that's a day one purchase for me. This Mario Tennis game kind of looks like it could be fun.
Yeah.
But that's maybe more like I might get this so that my wife and I can play a game together. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But like I am also interested in the baby power.
Yes.
Them turning into babies is funny to me. Avowed I was pretty into on Xbox, but I don't have Game Pass anymore. And I guess I could just buy it on Xbox, but it is coming to PlayStation 5 in February, which is interesting to me. Don't know if I'll jump into that yet, but I liked the world of that game quite a bit. And Resident Evil 9, I am legitimately excited about.
Same here.
That seems like it's going to be good. I like Leon.
Dude, who doesn't?
I haven't played that many. The only Resident Evil game I've played is 4.
Yeah. A lot of Leon in that one.
So the fact that he's sort of... I know he's maybe in other ones. I know he's in 2, and he's maybe in another one after that or something. Maybe a couple. But this one looks cool, and I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited about it. I'll hopefully get into that. And the new Lego Batman game kind of looks fun. I like those Lego games. I like games that are like... Look, I like all kinds of games. Yeah. I like games that can be difficult. I like games that can be scary. And I like games for babies. And that Lego Batman game is a baby game, and that looks like it's good. It looks like it's going to be good stuff.
It does look like there's a variety of Batman stuff you could get into in that one. It does seem pretty cool.
Oh, and Pokopia.
Oh, yeah. Coming up.
Pokopia. Look, and this is the thing. That sounds like a lot. We're still in Q2.
Yeah.
That's all Q1, Q2 stuff.
Yeah.
Beyond May, couldn't tell you.
And that's, as we get into January and into February, that gets a little more exciting to hear about things that get announced, or, that February Direct we usually have. So
yes,
it'll be fun to see what we don't know about yet.
Yeah, there's a Direct coming. There's the Xbox Showcase is coming up next week or something. And so who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But hopefully, I'm always looking forward to the games.
Hey, it's one thing we have in common, Matt. Well, thanks for talking to me a little bit about your more recent history. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll finally get into all things Kingdom Hearts 2. So, Matt, I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to Call Me By Your Game. Connor McCabe returning to the microphone yet again with my guest, Matt Apodaca. Matt, welcome back.
It is I once again. I've returned.
We hath returned. As you know, it's time to get into the main event. We're finally going to discuss Kingdom Hearts 2. As I told you before the show, I'm going to do a little bit of table setting for the history and context of this game. And if you want to jump in and add on, you're welcome to.
But hey, try and stop me.
Huh. I wouldn't dare. Without further ado, Kingdom Hearts 2 is an action RPG developed and published by Square Enix in collaboration with Buena Vista Games for the PlayStation 2 video game console. The game is, as you could guess, a sequel to Kingdom Hearts, and like the original title, combines characters and settings from Disney films with those of Square Enix's Final Fantasy series, and of course, some originals as well. An expanded re-release of the game featuring new and additional content, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, was released exclusively in Japan in March 2007, and the Final Mix version of the game was also later remastered in HD and released globally as a part of the Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix collection. If you thought we weren't going to be touching on all the weird names and the remixes, folks, we're already there. Kingdom Hearts 2 is technically the third game in the series, even though it's a direct sequel to 2, and takes place 1 year after the events of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I believe originally released on the Game Boy Advance. Is that correct?
That is right. And let me, just as a quick aside.
Please.
Some of the most gorgeous pixel art in any Game Boy Advance game that you can find. Just look it up. It's unbelievable what they did with it. It's a weird little game, a card battling system. And I was obsessed with it when I was a kid, even though it was so different than what I was used to.
Yeah. It's amazing that they remade it to be like not a regular game. That's kind of dismissive. They made it
like a real game.
Yeah. Sorry to be dismissive of Chain of Memories. In Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora returns to search for his lost friends while battling the sinister Organization 13, I believe introduced in the previous game, correct? Mm-hmm. They're not in the original game, but they would obviously become a very big part of the series. They are a group of antagonists introduced, it says it right here, Chain of Memories. Like previous games, it features a large cast of characters from Disney and Square Enix. It was announced at Tokyo Game Show 2003. Most of the game's development team returned, including director Tetsuya Nomura with the game being developed concurrently alongside Chain of Memories. In developing Kingdom Hearts 2, the team sought to address user feedback from the first game, give the player more freedom and options in combat, and present a deeper and more mature plot. Finally, the game was released to very positive reception from critics and players, and reviewers praised the visual, soundtrack, and voice acting and emotional weight. In both Japan and North America, it shipped more than 1 million copies within weeks of its release and over 4 million worldwide by April 2007. Obviously, it's almost 20 years ago. That number has surely gone up, and it's been cited as one of the greatest video games of all time, and by many, the best in the Kingdom Hearts series. Matt, when it comes to context and setting up what this game is before we dive into your personal time with it, is there anything you want to add? Any details that feel important?
Maybe not details to the actual game, but maybe just, well, do you want context about it for me? Like, or, I guess, yeah, I don't have anything to add. You're very
Great.
Comprehensive, in regards to the game. I don't know what's going on with my brain. Help.
You're fine. I'm
Help
here.
me.
I'm gonna get us back. You were already. Your brain was just doing the work, which is getting us to your personal history. I'd love the context for you coming into this. I'm assuming that you had played the first game, but is that true?
Yes, I had played the first game, and I remember the first game I got as a PlayStation Greatest Hits.
Got that crimson sort of border on it.
Yes, and that was how I would get a lot of my PlayStation 2 games back then. You know, have to wait a little while. But that one, I don't remember when it became a greatest hit, but obviously it was well before 2 had come out. Mm-hmm. That game, I didn't have a ton of context for. I mean, I knew Disney, right? Grew up in Southern California. Obviously, was a little kid and was into Disney stuff.
You were a target for their content.
Yes, but grew up going to Disneyland parks and still go and love that stuff. But am less interested in the properties now, kind of. But still enjoyed the theme parks and that kind of thing. But my entryway in was that. I was okay. Donald and Goofy are characters in the game, and there are other Disney characters. Let's see what's going on with this. You go to these other worlds. Had no context really for Final Fantasy other than my uncle was a Final Fantasy fan, and when I would watch him play these games, I thought they were boring.
Incredible.
And which I've learned now is not the case at all. They're great, but. So I had no context for any of that, would sort of just suffer through that stuff and just be okay, whatever. Because it's not even really part of it. It is in some way where the characters are, featured, but that's kind of where it stops.
Yeah.
Right? You're not also going to Midgar or any of the other places. They're kind of just placed within the world.
Yeah, they're almost... Set dressing's reductive, I think, but they are present and sometimes involved.
Yes, it is mostly just a Disney game, right? Mm-hmm. And has become more so that over time. There are fewer and fewer Final Fantasy characters as the series goes on. But I liked the first one a lot. I thought it was great, extremely fun. I remember going on the computer when I was a kid, and that's isn't that crazy? Because now you don't go on the computer.
No,
you don't say I'm gonna go on the computer. You're I'm just gonna go look something up. Going on the computer when you were a little kid was an event because you didn't always get to go on the computer.
Yeah.
So in my mind, at this time, I got to go on the computer.
One of my favorite phrases, period, go on the computer. Yeah. Because it almost sounds more abstract than it is.
I'm entering a place.
Yes. Anyway.
So I got to, we had the one computer, I got to use it, got to, clog up the phone line.
Yeah.
And I remember Googling stuff about Kingdom Hearts and learning that they're like, I mean, I guess it's in the credits also, but like learning that Haley Joel Osment was Sora, and that Lance Bass was Sephiroth in the first game, and that there was other like famous people that voiced the characters and stuff like, and like that alone was interesting to me. But like I just also Billy Zane was Ansem, just very of the time, but I was so into the game and like would get to I would just replay it over and over again, just like would beat it and then and just loved it. I would then look up how to find like how to get all the things I would need to build like the Ultima weapon and things like that. I just loved the game, was obsessed with it. Second one comes out in 2005. I'm a little bit older. I think it came out. So it came out at a part of the year where I wasn't going to get it probably until the next year, right? Because it comes out in March of 2006, actually.
Okay.
Right? So I'm like 15. I don't have a job or any money. And any sort of holiday savings or birthday savings, my birthday's in December, also Christmas, I'm done with it. It's gone.
Yes, it's been spent.
And I don't have the foresight to hold it for 3 months, right, to get Kingdom Hearts 2 when it comes out. But I'm presented with an offer from my other uncle, my Catholic uncle.
Oh, yes. I know where this is going.
And he says that if I give up anything for Lent that year, he'll get me whatever I want that I gave up. I'll get you the thing you give up for Lent. And my brothers are thinking small potatoes. They're thinking, okay, fine, I won't eat any ice cream or something like that, and my uncle will buy me ice cream.
You're like, what? So you want one like scoop of ice cream?
You fucking idiot.
A milkshake?
Yeah. Duh. No. Think bigger. Use your brains. I have the insane thought. And I like remember working it out with him a little bit. You're like, so like, anything. I give up anything, you're just going to get it for me.
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, okay, I'm going to give up video games for the 40 days. The ultimate sacrifice for a teenager.
For an adult, if you're me.
Yeah. Man, there's a chance if I gave up video games for 40 days now, I would never go back to them. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that's so long of a change to not do something that I would just be into something else by then.
Life is different.
I'd be fucking jacked as shit.
Dude, maybe we should do
Maybe we should do it. We agreed to terms. I give up video games for 40 days, and I swear, I'm not Catholic now. But back then, I guess I was afraid. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'll just do it. So because I was afraid, I stuck to it.
Yeah.
I didn't touch a video game for the entirety.
Cheating.
No, nothing. Didn't even, not even a Tamagotchi.
Oh.
Nothing like that. No DS, no, because I think we all would have like told on each other. My brothers and I, like we all would have been like, no, he did something. He had a lick of ice cream. I saw him. Yeah. And he got me Kingdom Hearts 2 for Lent, which was then just that April, right? So I got this just weeks after it had come out, and that was like. Honestly, one of the times where I was like, this is like the newest game I have. Yeah. Like, we're in terms of from release to when I have it in my hands.
Yes.
So that alone was very exciting. And then something just like happened, like while I was playing the game, where I was like, this is now my entire personality. And it like just really like took over like a symbiote. Like it started at my hand and started crawling up my arm and then took over my body and face.
And you're just going, Garsh.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's just the goofy parts of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, just that part, and the part where you have like 3 HP left and it's just flashing red and sirening.
I know that.
And Donald's
siren.
not healing you.
Yes.
But there's just something about the game. These games, these people like to say that the games are nonsense, and in many ways they are, right? Like the plots are very convoluted, but for a game to be good, the game has to be good, right? And what I mean by that is
stay with us, folks.
If the cutscenes are the only reason the game is good, the game is maybe not that good. You know what I mean? Where because the gameplay has to be good. Playing the game has to still be fun. The cutscenes can be good or could be interesting, compelling, but the gameplay still has to be really good. If the gameplay is bad but the cutscenes are good, the game's not good, right? If the gameplay is good and the cutscenes are bad, the game is probably still kind of good because the game is fun. So I think the cutscenes in these games and the stories in these games are fun and interesting and weird.
Yeah.
I don't claim to think that they're the best stories or the best anything, but I will say I think the gameplay is second to none. I think the gameplay in this game is so enjoyable and so weirdly crunchy and floaty at times too.
Oh, well, that jump, it's impossible not to feel a little floaty.
The jump is really good. There's like a thing where you can get where you can take different forms, and Sora's usually wearing a black outfit, but sometimes depending on the form he has equipped, you could have a red outfit or a blue outfit or a yellow outfit.
Okay.
I think a white one also.
Whoa.
And those forms all have sort of different abilities, and one of them is like you can fly around basically.
Oh, sick.
And it rocks. It's so good, and the combat is just like very fast, and I think you can draw not just because it's the same, company or like director, but you can draw a straight line to the combat in Kingdom Hearts 2 to the combat in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, there's times in that game where, Final Fantasy VII is a turn-based game. Not saying anything new there, right? We all know this. They have to expand the gameplay a little bit in Rebirth and Remake to be more action-focused. And they do a really good job of it in Remake. It's, really fun and crunchy and just good stuff. In Rebirth, they're let's get fucking crazy with it actually. And Cloud's flying around and doing all sorts of flips and shit, and the sword weighs nothing but feels like it weighs a ton when you're swinging it. And it's it's the most satisfied I've been by video game combat since Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
I mean, there's the comparison you make or that line that you're saying is drawn there is so apt. I think what's also the case is that the combat in the first game is pretty good, and you can see that jump from Kingdom Hearts 1 to 2 and Remake to Rebirth, which is probably the whole point you're making right there. But it's better. The systems they add are great and work so well. And do you remember when you were playing it growing up, maybe the first time, do you remember seeing that jump or feeling the jump in the gameplay?
I remember just thinking it was faster, and I just remember thinking that was better. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And even his movement is a little bit faster, just walking around the play space. There's it's the first one is just a little bit clunkier, and I replayed it a couple years ago, as I'm wont to do. But I remember thinking that I was having a harder time with it. And was just it's not it's not the one that I would like to go back to when I go back.
Oh, okay.
It's like whereas like I enjoy it, but it's just not as fun to me anymore. And also I think some of the level designs are just not as good.
Are you referring? Sorry, I may have gotten lost. I spilled the listener may have not seen.
Oh, yeah.
I spilled just a drop of water on me and got so distracted.
He's lying. He did a little piss.
I did a little piss straight up onto my shirt.
Yeah.
Are you referring to 1 or 2 right now?
1. I'm talking about 1.
Okay,
Sorry.
gotcha.
Yeah. It is a little bit worse to me. But like I enjoy Birth by Sleep. I would probably go back to Birth by Sleep before I would go back to, or even Dream Drop Distance, which I haven't finished. One of those games where I feel like I basically also did it, just hadn't actually seen it through to the credits.
Totally.
But 2, I've played so much more since, like since it came out. I replayed it a lot because like back then, we're talking about just access earlier and like the availability of video game libraries. That wasn't even a thing when we were kids, right? Like if you wanted to play a video game, you had to have it.
Yes.
Like, which is, insane to think about kind of now.
And you probably didn't have like 30 games for a console in my world was unrealistic.
Yes. Unrealistic.
You maybe had 10.
And if you had a game, you did play it. Like,
yes.
There's never been a time back then where I had a game and was just like, never opened it, never tried it, never even played it for a few minutes. Mm-hmm. Whereas now it's like most of it. But that one too, like I've been thinking about it a lot recently just because we redid our top 10 lists on our show, and it's just been number 1 for a good reason, I think, for a long time. I just have not ever thought about another game, even games that I like as much. I'm like, well, it's not as good as, it's just like I'll find a reason it's not as good as Kingdom Hearts 2.
Sure.
And I just like, even the Disney stuff is a little bit cooler, right? They add Tron in the second one. They do Pirates of the Caribbean in the second one. The Nightmare Before Christmas area is a little better in the second one.
They're like, well, that one slapped, so we're bringing it back.
Yes. But then the stuff that sucks also sucks more, kind of.
Oh, sure. Like what?
I think the Little Mermaid area in the first one is pretty bad.
Oh, I've heard about this. Yeah.
But in the second one, it's way worse because it's just like musical mini games.
Oh, no.
And that stuff, I'm like, I could take or leave. That stuff I don't need. I don't really need the gummy ship stuff. Any of the sort of like little areas where it's like not a full area, it's just like a mini game. Mm-hmm. I don't need it. But like the stuff where you're sort of like in the story of the world, I'll take all that you got.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of fun. But I also just like in this one and in 2, Donald and Goofy are obviously a big part of it. It also just feels a little bit darker because Sora's a little bit older, and like the stuff that's happening is just a little more intense, right? I'm a little bit older, so like the game kind of like aged with me a little bit, and it like Donald and Goofy are there. They're there for all this like insane stuff. They're like, but it's just funny because like it'll be like they'll see somebody like basically die, and like they'll then be like, oh no. And it's like, it's just good. It's just like that stuff is really satisfying to me. But then also there'll be moments where you fail and you normally you'd have to hit continue and start from your previous save. But there's like a moment, maybe it happens more than once, but there's like a particular time in the game where I can't remember what the prompt is, but it's like it's like an epic wording kind of, where it'll be like rise again or something.
Oh, sure, to continue.
Yeah, and you'll be like, what? And then like, so it's something noticeably different, and you're sort of like, what is this? And you click it, and now you're in control of King Mickey.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you can fight as King Mickey for a second and like wreck house, and then Sora is then restored after that. It's really, really baller.
That's like a cool sort of gameplay meets like, it's almost meta in that like you're bringing the character back to life as opposed to just playing, hitting continue rather.
Yes. Here's what it says. You get the menu screen. Sora is like floating, his lifeless body floating. And the two prompts are, instead of continue or like main menu or whatever it normally is, it's to quit, it's all over, which basically means
so dramatic.
You're dead, and you'll just die, and the story's over. You're done. The continue prompt is, I won't give up, and that rocks.
That is such Kingdom Hearts energy right there. I feel like that distills all of the like sort of sincerity and drama that comes with all the moments in that.
Yes, it's
incredible.
It's really just incredible stuff. I love that. I have a Kingdom Hearts tattoo, which I can't believe is just coming up now.
You probably have at least a Keyblade keychain or something, right?
I have a couple Keyblade keychains.
Cool.
I have a couple of Kingdom Hearts things.
You have I know. Didn't Heather get you the Sora amiibo?
Yes, yeah, which is very sweet of her.
Oh.
But I have the Kingdom Hearts tattoo that I have. I have a Kingdom Hearts shirt that my wife got me that I wear to Disneyland.
Hell yeah.
And sometimes I see people also wearing Kingdom Hearts shirt, and we sort of do like a Jeep nod. We're kind of like,
that's good.
You see another Jeep driving on the road, you're kind of like, hey,
wave.
What's up, dog? But the tattoo that I have is of a very specific Keyblade.
Tell me about it.
And it's only available in the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 final remix.
Of course.
And it's it's a Keyblade you get from an optional boss battle.
Hell yeah.
Where you later in the game fight Roxas. My wife has sent me a very important text that I must read out loud.
Oh, please. I can't wait.
And it says, tell him about the Christmas ornament.
Hell yeah.
Isabel, for my birthday, got me a King Mickey Christmas ornament for our Christmas tree.
Rocks.
That I got to hang up on our Christmas tree this year. And he's like in the hood. He's got his like hands in his pockets, and he's about to be like, y'all want to see what I got?
Yes.
Y'all want me to try to fuck you up?
Yeah, I'll end all of you now.
Yeah.
Heartless or whatever.
Yeah, Heartless and the Nobodies, which we haven't even gotten into. But the Keyblade, you get the optional fight is against Roxas because you start the game as Roxas in a sort of like Metal Gear Solid 2 ass. Like, what the fuck is this? Like
a reverse Metal Gear Solid 2?
Yeah, where you're like, who is this guy? And then you're like, okay, now we're actually going back to the guy that I like. But the Roxas and his friends are all good, but they're like, it's all part of this, sort of confusing story where like Roxas is Sora's nobody.
Yeah.
Which couldn't try to explain that to you if I had 10 years. Is his nobody, but he's also Ventus, right? And Ventus is like a different guy.
Now, I know Ventus.
Yeah.
Roxas I'm familiar with, but Ventus is my guy for sure.
Yes, Ventus is cool. Voiced by Jesse McCartney.
Incredible.
And I just have to know all this. But the Keyblade is called the Two Become One Keyblade because he is your other half, your counterpart.
Yes.
And it has like a sort of like checker pattern. And I got it because, one, I'm insane, but also because there's something about it to me that was like, there's something brotherly about it, even though they're not quite brothers. And I only have brothers. So at this time when I was getting it, I was just kind of like thinking about my brothers and about the game and how one of my brothers, David, was also very into this game. And I only have brothers. So I was like, oh, this is like a very like sort of like symbolically brother based sort of like tattoo. And I'm going to get this for us. And I think about them when I look at it.
That makes so much sense. I mean, you're each other's nobodies in a way.
Yes, I also have a twin brother, so like he's like that's the other part of it. That's like he couldn't begin to care about any of this, but there is like that. We sort of do feel like the other half of the other you know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot there.
Yeah. Even just hearing all about this game, I want to ask you a couple questions about it before we maybe dive also into the context here. The first thing I wanted to know was, do you have a most memorable area or moment in the game that like you immediately think of?
When it comes to Kingdom Hearts 2, yes. And there's quite a few. But I was just talking about this with somebody else. And I'm trying to remember what the name of the area is called. I know it's the Mulan section of the game.
Yes.
But when you call it the Mulan area, it sounds bad.
Yes.
But it's also not China. They call it, they call it the Land of Dragons. Also probably not great.
Yeah.
But for the movie and for the story, it sort of, it works. There's a moment in the mountains toward the end of the chapter or the end of the story of the game, not of the game, but this section of the game, of this world. In the same way that it happens in the movie, the Huns are descending the mountain in like an army, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of them, and everybody's like overwhelmed, but they're just kind of like gonna stick it out and just kind of do their best. Very exciting stuff. Similar thing happens in Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's just like a mob of Heartless.
Of course.
And they're just like, there's so many of them, and it's like the most Heartless that there are in the game at any point. It feels like there's like hundreds and hundreds of them, and they just won't stop populating. And there's some of them are like sort of outside of the bounds of the battle area to make it look like there's so many.
Sure.
Right? But you're maybe responsible for taking down like, maybe a couple hundred. Who knows how many there are actually in that section, but it feels like hundreds. Mm-hmm. And that to me, when I played it for the first time, and when I play it now, is still like such a fun part of the game to me. It's just very like exciting, and it's just like you get to do everything you love in the game, which is just like you're just swinging sometimes you can dual wield keyblades, depending on the form. It's like that feels nuts when you're doing that too, and it's just a really well done sequence. But then I think about that, and I think about Tron. Also, the Tron area is really cool to me because I hadn't seen Tron at that point.
And I'm so surprised that it's even in the second game, which came out in 2006, when even Tron Legacy wouldn't come out for like 4 years.
Yes.
Like, I'm amazed they included it.
It is really weird that Disney, for some reason, is very attached to this property that like critically nobody really likes. like it like does not ever really do too well at either the box office or critically. Like it is just like something that people kind of shrug off, and like looks cool, has like interesting ideas, but I think maybe just because it's like a full on like Disney live action idea that they're like, we have to do something with this, right? And I hadn't seen it at that point, and so I remember renting the movie after playing that section of the game and being like, this is weird. Like this is like really weird stuff. But I liked the movie fine enough because I was young, and like I think the movie is okay. Like it's not like a horrible movie, but it's just like, obviously if somebody were to try to watch the first one now, it's extremely dated, and like, it's probably a tough watch.
Yeah.
Just because of that to some people. But like I liked the second one quite a bit actually when it came out.
So did I, dude.
Because the Daft Punk soundtrack whipped ass. It was really good.
I've got that Blu-ray, buddy.
Oh, I got the Blu-ray. I got the Blu-ray set that came in the power disc or whatever the fuck.
is even cooler. That rocks.
I have not watched the new one. Had an opportunity to do so when I was on a plane and chose to spend my time otherwise.
I was also uninterested.
Yeah. Don't need the computer coming out into the real world. Don't need the computer
coming out. Don't need to go on that computer. Let's say that.
No. Yeah, I'm not going on that computer. I'm logging off, as it were. But I also remember thinking how funny it was that you could go to the Pirates of the Caribbean and they just kind of looked like normal.
Yeah.
But Sora looked like that.
Yes.
And Donald and Goofy were just kind of like, we're here too. And it's kind of just, I remember that thinking, this is strange. And maybe they didn't think about this too much, but I really like this.
Yeah. The juxtaposition of like your cartoon Disney duo with Sora, who is a video game ass polygon, and taking them from all these sort of cartoon animated worlds. I mean, Tron is an exception too, but because it's got so much style, it feels different.
Yes.
Bringing them into a truly live action, it's like, what if they just went to like Office Space? Is kind of how it feels.
Yes, very strange. But I also, that movie, I can't remember if the second movie had been out by that point. I really enjoyed the first of those movies quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So it was like it was like, I don't know, it was like cool. Like he won an Oscar for it. Like it was like
he did.
He won an Oscar for that first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
I did not. I mean, look, I love that movie too. I haven't seen it in years, but I probably saw it multiple times in theaters.
Oh, I'm sorry. He did not win. He was nominated.
Still, that's crazy. That's amazing. I mean, the performance is nuts.
The performance is insane,
but
and obviously there's a lot of baggage with him now.
Yes.
Kind of surprising to learn he was only nominated 3 times
in his whole career.
Yeah.
Finding
Neverland, Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, and Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd got him a nom?
And I'm like, that's not even what you would give it to him for.
No, that's Pirates,
Hollywood for you. You could get there. You could sort of be like, yeah, it was kind of, that's a big performance, but it was like a, bold swing.
Yeah.
He's got movies where he's like a much better actor in that.
Absolutely. So many. Anyway, you were talking about just how it was cool being in this more realistic Pirates environment.
Yes. And I just thought that was like funny, that just it looked so strange and they just really stand out. But I also just really enjoyed getting the different Keyblades. Like, and I think it was like the first, well, not the first game, but like one of the first games where I was trying to like sort of min-max like my stats a little bit, like where I was really paying attention to what equipment and what things would give me the best stats possible to proceed. And I just remember like going online and like reading like forums and like chat room stuff, and like people being like, I use this and this, and that like makes your your health this much and your magic this much, but then also gives you like good strength. And I remember just being just very interested in that.
Yeah, I'm looking back to in my life and be like, what was the thing that first drove me to the internet to look up more stuff about a game? Like whether it be a game I really loved, like This For You, or a game that I was really struggling with and was like, how the hell do you proceed? Probably a Zelda game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And thank you for that.
Hey,
thank you for not lying to my face.
I've considered it multiple times in the episode and I haven't done it. What I want to ask you about too is the context from when you would have been playing this game. Mm-hmm. I want to start, I'd love for you to scene paint for me where your PS2 was hooked up and what that room was like.
Okay, that's interesting. First of all, if we were friends then, you for sure would have been there. And I think if we knew each other then, we would have been friends, for sure.
Yes. Oh, 1,000,000%.
This room was... it was like, so it was a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
We are in Downey, right?
Hell yeah.
My brothers and I share the primary bedroom because it's the biggest, and there's 3 of us. And my mom has the smaller bedroom. So we have, I think, 2 bunk beds set up, and then like another bed, sort of like in like bunk beds against the wall. Though the room is longer this way.
Okay,
right?
interesting.
So it's not very deep, but it is like longer. So and there's a bathroom in there too, all the way in the corner over here. But there's like a bunk bed sort of on one side of the room. In the middle, there's like another bed, and there's like a sort of 2 sliding closets. It's also like a weird shape. It's sort of shaped like a pan, kind of. I'm picturing a pan within a handle that hooks down, kind of like. So that's like the full layout of the room.
Yes.
But then the TV and stuff is like in a sort of entertainment sort of like center type thing where there's like a big like not a huge TV, but like a 27-inch like tube TV.
Pretty big for then.
Big for a tube, right? And we had that was a TV I won. Have I told you this? I won it at a family reunion.
And people were pissed at you, right?
People were so fucking mad at me. Well, actually, that's not even what it was. We had that TV. I always tell the story a little bit wrong.
Okay.
The official lore of the story is I won a TV at a family reunion, and I already had a TV. And I said to everybody that I would sell them the TV.
Hell yeah.
I was trying to buy a PlayStation 2. This is the story.
Oh my goodness.
And nobody there wanted to buy the TV, and they thought because I had a TV already that I shouldn't get to win it. But that's not how raffles work, dear.
Yes, exactly.
And so a lot of these people were mad, and they ended up selling the TV to a lady that worked with my grandma.
Awesome.
And then that got me to the PlayStation 2. Anyway, there's a TV. There's like a PlayStation 2 here. I think we probably still had the PlayStation 1 hooked up for some reason. And that like the cabinet, the TV cabinet had sort of like built-in little like shelves.
Okay.
So like on one side it had like on one shelf it had like DVDs, and in the other row it had like our games.
Yeah.
But for some reason at this time I think because my uncle had this, he had so many games that he had them in like a binder, like a CD binder. So the games were empty on the shelf, and I was like, I gotta get a CD binder.
Yes.
So I could put all my games in there. That way they're all in just one place.
Yep.
I don't have to go looking. I just can flip through. It's the same thing.
I had one for like my computer stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, your freaking pornos and stuff.
All my little pornos on little burned discs there.
I gotta download this and burn it onto a disc. But we had that, and then we had I'm remembering there was like little trinkets up there that then my cat, who's now passed away, Sawyer, we had him then.
Wow.
He was old when he passed away. He was like 19 years old. He would jump up there and knock that stuff down.
Sawyer.
Yeah, it'd be like a little car with like a, like your grandparents go on vacation, they buy you a PT Cruiser with a surfboard on it.
And you're like, well, okay, I guess this is part of my aesthetic now.
I guess I just have to have this and honor it.
Yeah.
Like it had stuff like that, and there's like a dresser in there somewhere, but that's like the PlayStation 2 is in our room.
Yes. Okay.
Right? And so at a certain point, gosh, we had the original PlayStation 2. Me, David, my brother, and my other brother Joseph would all sort of take turns using it. Joseph was less interested in it. He wasn't really like a huge games guy. He would play some games with us, like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 he was into.
Cool.
But he wasn't into like story games, right? But we'd also use it as a DVD player. So that thing was used every day for hours and hours, and like also we were teenage boys.
Yeah. So
we weren't necessarily very conscientious of like dusting until we got like in trouble, right?
Yeah.
So like it would collect a certain amount of dust. And at one point Gosh, I'm wondering if my timeline is right on this, because when did the first God of War come out? God of War 1.
I guess
probably around that same time,
4?
2005. So
5.
So this had already happened, because we had the first PlayStation 2, the chunky one.
Yes.
And had to get the PlayStation 2 Slim, because when I got God of War, it wouldn't work.
Oh my.
It was just like, and we like took it apart and like took dust out of it and put it back to, like, you know, and like tried to clean it off as best as we can with like the air, like can of air or whatever. And like, or like a little hand vacuum too. I'm sure something got fucked up like when we were trying to do it. And like, it just like wouldn't read discs anymore. And we were just like, that was it. Like, that was like truly very devastating, because I was like, we're just never going to have another PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And
every
like,
family gets one ever.
We had to like tell my mom that the PlayStation 2 didn't work, and I just got this game and now I can't play it. And it was like a whole thing. And I think we all had to sort of like pool our resources together and be like, we have this much for a PlayStation 2. Could you like get the rest of it for us, basically?
Yeah.
And I think my mom just like got it for us, because I think at that point the like PlayStation 2 Slim was at like a much greater discount than initially at launch, right? Like, it was like, here's the refurbished version. It's smaller, and we still had it till I lent it to a friend at like middle of last year, and she had to tell me that it didn't work no more.
Oh no! Dang.
So I've been thinking about getting another one.
So she had to get her mom to help her buy a PS2.
That's right. Yeah, I was like, she had to get my mom to help.
Yeah, better.
But it was like that PlayStation 2, even the Slim, was like just used every single day. And I remember that it had 2 off-brand memory cards.
Awesome.
2 yellow Mad Catz memory cards.
Dude, I have a yellow Mad Catz one, and it's the one that works. Like, I got PlayStation 2 brand memory cards, and one of those, I only tried one of them. It came in like a 2-pack, and it just doesn't work. So I only use the Mad Catz one for all of my PS2 crap.
I know Jeremy is like interested, or has maybe, you know, a PlayStation 2 with a
yes, he
hard
does.
drive in it. I'd be interested in talking to him about getting that, because could be interesting.
I think you definitely should, and that's probably the way to. That's probably the most practical way to go nowadays.
Yeah.
As opposed to having a functional PS2 in the year 2026 and having games and
but I'm jealous of you because you have a CRT, and I would love that, so I could have something like that hooked up, because the ratio on modern TVs just doesn't work.
Even if you could get it down to like a square, it just looks wrong on a high definition television. Yeah,
it needs to be round a little bit.
It needs to be round. It needs to look muddy, kind of crappy, and it actually helps.
Yes.
Matt, from this period of your life, you've already given so many incredible details that I would have already asked questions about, so I don't need to go down.
Because you're just good at asking questions.
I'm just so good. I would have done that. All the good stuff you talked about, I was gonna get there.
I was gonna ask you that.
Yes, I was gonna get there, just so the listener knows. But no, you gave us so much rich context and life stuff. Do you remember, at least at this time in your life, because this is like 2006, what was going on for you? I'm pretty sure we would have been freshmen in high school, because we're the same age, same grade.
Yes.
So we would have been freshmen in high school. What else was going on in your life at this time?
This was, freshman year.
Gosh, at the other Downey High School, as I call it.
Yes, because you went to...
I went to Thomas Downey High School.
Thomas Downey High School in Modesto.
Yeah.
I would have been... Yeah, I guess I would have been in comedy sports.
Already?
Yeah, I joined my freshman year, which I heard was rare. But it was not very rare because like 3 of my friends also did.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I think it was just rare because they didn't let people do it before, and then that year in particular, nobody wanted to do it.
So you snuck in.
So we snuck in, but that's where I met Ifiwadiwe, who was also a first-year comedy sports person, even though he was a senior in high school when I met him. Just so everybody to remember that I'm much younger than Iffy.
So much younger.
I'm so much younger. I'm in many ways still just a baby. And I was doing that, and I was like doing theater. I was getting interested in that and doing plays. That year we did As You Like It by none other than William Shakespeare.
I didn't realize you did theater growing up.
I did theater growing up. Yeah, I don't do a ton of acting stuff now, but I was like very into that when I was like in
That's
high
incredible.
School. Yeah, it stopped as soon as I left high school. Didn't ever do theater in college or anything like that. Obviously went and did UCB stuff.
Yeah.
I guess technically after college. I don't think I was in college anymore by the time I had to have been in college a little bit when I was taking class. Yes, that is true. But was doing theater, was not doing good at school, and was just like, probably still just playing a ton of games and not doing too much.
I mean, that's enough stuff to occupy a 15-year-old, though.
Going to In-N-Out.
Oh,
there's an In-N-Out right by my high school.
Oh, I bet that place was just destroyed by Downey.
It's the worst one I've ever been to because it's ravaged by teens.
Of course.
But the worst thing about it was that it literally the parking lot of the In-N-Out shared a wall with the like field where we're like running around and stuff, like for PE and stuff. So like if you had PE like right before lunch, you would just smell the fries and just be like, I'm starving. Oh my God, this is a nightmare.
I'm on an empty stomach at this point.
Yeah. I'm gonna freaking hurl
with nothing in me.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Do you have is it more broad memories from this time in your life, or do you have any like specific memories? It could be related to when you would have been playing the game, or just from this period as well. Yes. It doesn't have to be specific.
Well, this is like, because before, just to go back a little bit, I went to school in Downey, was like, had the same friends for a long time. Then like we moved to another like town, Lakewood, where I spent most of my time. My family's still there. But then I had to switch schools like in 7th grade. And like, that was like pretty brutal. And we were just like not doing well at the school and like didn't have any friends. Was like because kids are mean. And it was just like we came in with like a sort of like, we don't even want to be here type of thing. And just like, it wasn't going great. So then we did like half a semester at this other school, and like then just like convinced my mom and my stepdad to like send us back to our, like, figure it out.
Whoa.
Like, I'll like do what we got to do to like get us at the others to go back to our school. Yeah. And like, to my mom's credit, she would have to drive us early so that she can then go to work.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived closer to where she worked, so she had to drive out of our way, get us to the school that we had all our friends and stuff. But then we ended up moving back to Downey for a little bit. It was a whole thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
I remember we lived across the street from a friend of ours who we're still friends with, and a couple other people lived not too far from us. And that was like kind of the first time that was possible.
Okay, yeah.
Because we're also a little bit older, so like there was a little less like, not that we didn't have any supervision, but it was like hey, you guys are a little bit older. As long as you guys are back by this time and I know what you're doing. Also, we have phones now. Like, it wasn't anything like too crazy, but it would just be like a, like a phone, like a burner phone now, honestly. Like, that only did calls, wasn't like a smartphone. But we would like say, hey, we're going to go to the movies, and like walk down to the movies with our friends. And like the movie theater was like not even a mile away.
Wow.
right? So we would like walk and just go to the movies and we'd just spend time over there. Like, and that was like that felt very formative also. And that's like, because I still love going to the movies. But it was like this thing that we would do as teenagers. And I feel like I'm describing this thing that was like, and we would just go to the movie, like, in like, of course we did because we were teenagers.
We were hanging out.
But like, it was like, that was like the thing that we did the most.
Yes.
Like we would go and we would see whatever movie was playing. Didn't matter what it was. And like go, and then there was a place, what is the name of there was a Mexican restaurant. So the theater was I believe it was a small chain or maybe just like a regular chain, and that now I don't think has the same footprint or even exists anymore, called Krikorian.
Wow. Yeah.
And
haven't heard it.
Right next to it was a place called Plaza Guadalajara, and
Incredible.
it was a Mexican restaurant, and we would like go either before or after the movie, depending on when it would start. And every time I went, I would always get a wet burrito.
Hell yeah.
With red sauce, baby.
Yes.
And we would go there and we'd just like either talk about the movie or like talk about school or whatever, mess around. And then
And you're
be
back
like,
with like your old friends, right?
yeah, and they're like friends that I'm still like close with.
Yes.
And my brother, and sometimes my younger brother, if we would allow him to come with us.
Yeah.
But it was like, that was like just the thing we always were just always out doing. And then we'd start to like go, you know, just see what else was around in town. Like there'd be like, just like, you know, it wouldn't be anything too crazy, but there was a mall not too far away. Sometimes we'd go to like the library because it was just like a different place.
Yes.
And
we
we'd
need
just
some
like
variety.
go there and get on MySpace and sit with each other and be on MySpace. You know, like it was just like a thing we would just go do.
Yeah.
But as far as like in like I wasn't really doing any like. We would go to the X Games as a family.
Whoa.
That was kind of a big. You're kind of bringing back. It's weird that I had an insane memory today. Actually, I took a picture. I took a picture of a car, and I was like, "Why is this car sticking out to me?" And like, as I'm like asking myself this question, I'm like realizing at the same time that my dad had one of those cars.
Okay.
And like, and it was just like a weird sort of like, oh, like my dad's passed away, so it was just like oh gosh, like. Why am I thinking about this? And then I had all these memories about then the different car, because he's, you know, kind of one of these guys that just kind of always had a different car, and be like, why do you have all these things? and like the
How does
car
this work?
And like it was weird because like I've had an affection for these cars, this type of car. I'll just like send it to you so you can see it.
Yeah, please.
And it's like nothing. It's like a Chevy truck, like almost, it's like a Bronco almost, but it's not a Ford Bronco. It's like Chevy's version of it. I don't know what it's called. And I've always liked these cars, and I've always thought that if I had one, it would fix me. And I'm thinking, just I think I like it because my dad had this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's like a nostalgia just baked into it.
Yeah, they're just very
Looking
90s looking.
in it.
Yeah, 80s, 90s looking. They're like a little rusty, you know.
It looks pretty great.
But so I've just been thinking a lot about just like the past and memories and things like that. And so this is bringing up we would go. I can't remember what I just said before this, but
I think just you were talking about
going to the X Games.
Oh, X Games as a family. Yes, yes,
we would like watch it on TV. It started to be televised around this time.
That rocks.
It was at
I remember this era.
It was at like the Staples Center, maybe a couple years in a row.
Yeah.
And we would just go because we would like. My mom just like needed things for us to be doing, like to get us out of the house, you know.
Three boys
burn off some energy, so we'd go and we like go nuts, and like
you
watch like
you're seeing Tony Hawk in person back in his heyday.
I didn't see Tony Hawk. This was like post 900, of course, right?
Gotcha.
But like, so at this point, he was kind of like a Michael. Even then, when we were going, he was kind of like a Michael Jordan figure, where he's like kind of like, I'm retired, you know.
Yes.
I'm like 33 years old. Like I'm like I'm chopped. I'm unk. I'm. But it would be people like. It would be motocross events though too. So like Travis Pastrana in his heyday. I remember seeing at the skating event. Like Mike Vallely, Bucky Lassick, I had a T-shirt for a long time that Bucky signed that I was like so excited about.
Bucky
and then I would tell,
is awesome. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I would tell people and nobody like gave a shit. So it was like kind of just like, okay, well, like I have this. There was what's his name? The skateboarder Paul Rodriguez was kind of like
familiar.
up and coming at that time. He's the comedian Paul Rodriguez's son. And I can't remember who else I think it's possible Bob Burnquist did something when we were there, but like we went a couple years in a row though, too, because it was just like a thing we would go do, and then we'd also go to the Long Beach Grand Prix, and just anything outside just to like, get us outside. And there was a celebrity race, and Keanu Reeves was in the celebrity race, and he fucking smoked everybody and was awesome.
Of course he did. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah. And then like I remember, I think one year Adam Carolla won or something, and he was like less of a figure that you were annoyed by, but like he was still kind of annoying.
Yes, like somewhat tolerable back then.
Yes, yeah. But like, yeah, it's always like just kind of like at that time we're teenagers, so it was always just like with my brothers. Like,
yes,
so we were always just like doing stuff together and like walking around, and sometimes not telling my mom that we had left the house, and she would then like call my grandma.
And are they there?
My grandma, because my grandma lived on our street, so she would then like my grandma would go drive down to like one of the likely places we'd be, and she'd be like, "You guys gotta answer your phone."
Oh, that's so good. I mean, all this brothers talk. I'm gonna circle us back to not at this moment, but pretty soon wrap up our conversation. And was Kingdom Hearts 2, I know you were talking about how David was also into the game and Joseph was loosely into games, but not near as much as the two of you. Was that mostly like a Matt experience then? Or did you share some of that with David? Or anybody else?
David has played Kingdom Hearts 2. Joseph definitely has not. I know he's probably seen some of it.
Yeah.
And we were just at dinner the other night, and I remembered something that because we would just like ingest each other's media. Mm-hmm. He was just like very into like different stuff, right? So like I would be like doing homework or like playing a game like on my DS or something in like my room, like but he would be watching the TV.
Yes.
And he'd be like watching like Grey's Anatomy or some shit. And I would be like, I was talking to him about The Pit and how he should watch The Pit, and I was like, it's just a little more realistic. It wasn't like X, Y, and Z from Grey's Anatomy. And he was like, why do you even know what any of that? He's like, why did you know that exactly? I was like, you watched it. I just happened to be in the room while you just ingest things by osmosis. David, I would say, is probably the second biggest Kingdom Hearts fan that I know.
After yourself?
After me. And he's also played all of them. I think he's probably finished 3, so he's a little bit of a better fan than I am. But he's also played 2 and loves it and thinks it's all so crazy and funny and weird, and he really, really likes them. I don't think he's played. He never really got into the Game Boy. Yeah. Or the Game Boy Advance. So when he played Chain of Memories, he played the RE Chain of Memories, right? Yeah. The remake of it. And I think he did probably the same with the other. I don't know if he's done Dream Drop Distance or Birth by Sleep, but I know that he's done Chain of Memories, because I remember him telling me that he didn't like it that much.
Sure.
And I was like, well, yeah, it's insane. It's an insane game. I do think the experience of it though is made worse in 3D. Yeah. I think if you were playing it, if you sort of like surrender to the sprite, you're kind of like, well, this rocks.
And that sounds like something someone would say in Kingdom Hearts, is surrender to the sprite.
Surrender to the sprite.
Or is just an ad for Sprite, the drink.
Honestly, if they want it, give me a number.
Give them a number.
And I'll sell it to you.
That's great, though. I love hearing. So there was some shared, at least love for the games in 2 specifically, but but you both had your kind of own experiences playing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was never like a pass the controller back and forth type of thing.
Yes.
If anything, he would watch me play it because he was a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And then when I was done with it, or he would have his own save file on a separate memory card and then get to it himself.
Yes.
But
okay.
We were never like, oh, let's do this together, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Well, before I'm not going to ask you to wrap this up, put a bow on it yet with like your statement on the game. But is there anything else about the game, like one detail about the game or your life when you played it that you haven't brought up that you would really like to?
Yeah, I mean, the music is great. Of course, obviously it harkens to some of the you'll get some of the themes. They won't always be 100%, right? They'll be like a little bit like, hey, we got this one kind of.
Yeah.
And it'll be like the Kingdom Hearts version of it.
That's like a Disney theme, you mean?
Exactly.
Yes.
Like you'll get like the sort of main refrain from the Pirates of the Caribbean thing, and that will play like when Heartless appear and stuff. I just like the thing that I just love about the game, I think the most, is how fast it feels. Like it, even though it is like a long game, it's like you could spend a lot of hours in this thing. The combat just feels so slick and so like even to like a modern standard today. Like I played it a couple of years ago, and I've been thinking about playing it again. Simply because it doesn't feel its age. Yeah. Which is, insane considering it's a 20-year-old game now. And boy, is time coming for us all. Like, it's the fact that it's a 20-year-old, like, because like the games that were 20 years old when this game was new was like the original Mario. Yeah, which is exactly. Insane.
Yeah. Bonkers.
But this is like, I just love it so much, and it's a game that I feel just very warm feelings about and get excited about, like, playing still. And it's just like, it feels like it was such a big part of my life, and I still even am like, I look forward to more Kingdom Hearts, even though I haven't finished 3. I think the thing that's going to get me to finish 3 is like a release date for 4. You know what I mean? Like 3 I don't like as much, even though the combat doesn't feel as good. Oh. And that's interesting. Like, it feels like the jump from the way skateboarding in Tony Hawk's like Underground felt in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, where it's like kind of that, but a little, it feels off for some reason. Like, it feels a little floaty in a bad way. Yeah. We're not really like, it doesn't have any weight.
Dang, that's disappointing.
And, yeah. And there's like just too much stuff, and like there's like specials where you can like use like theme park rides, and I was like, that's not really part of this. Oh yeah, I don't really like that as much. But I want to. I've been meaning to get back into it, just because it is, my first favorite game is Kingdom Hearts 2. So it is something I feel like I owe myself to play it. Yeah, despite the bumps, you'd want to see it through. I had a friend, too, that worked at Disney at the time, got me a copy like a week early. Whoa! And I was like so excited and so pumped, and I still have never finished it. So like now it's like it doesn't matter when I got it. But like if I had beaten it when I had got it, it would have been the most exciting thing to me ever. Yes. But I just was like, it just wasn't grabbing me. But I know that they added like an epilogue story, remind or something that is supposed to be good and is worth getting to. That sounds like Kingdom Hearts to me. Well, you kind of just did it for us with some of the, statements you were saying about this game. But if you could just, to wrap us up, put a bow on whatever place this game holds for you overall. Yes, it's been my favorite game for 20 years. I don't think that's ever going to change, because well, first of all, the top 3 is the top 3, and it's always been Kingdom Hearts 2, Pokemon Gold, and Metal Gear Solid 3. And those 3 aren't going to top each other.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, for a game to then ascend to number 1, it would have to be the greatest video game ever made. Like, it would just have to, because those 3, nothing to sneeze at, right? Mm-hmm. The rest, 4 through 10, have changed over the years. But those 3 have been consistent for forever. Probably at one point, Gold was number 1, right? Because it came out the earliest. This game to me is like family, right? Like, it is like a thing that, like, I go back to, and it's like an old friend where I'm like, oh, everything I remembered about liking you before is still true. Like, we're picking up a conversation, from back then, and we're just like back. You're kind of just like you fall back into it, and like this rhythm, this sort of like this thing that you just have always known to be true, and I just like can't get enough of it. I love it so much. I've purchased it many times. Like I have it on so many different platforms. I have my original one still. I have the tattoo. That alone, I'm like, it has to be my favorite game for forever.
Yeah, if I say it's something else, then what does it say about my tattoo?
Exactly. I got to get a skin graft at that point. But I just think that it's just my all-time favorite game. It's considered. It's not like an interest. Like, it's. You said it earlier. It's considered one of the greatest games of all time. It's not really in the conversation that other games that are considered that way are, because I think there's the barrier of entry of the lore is like so perplexing and so strange, and obviously like Metal Gear Solid 3 then of course makes a lot of sense. I just like shit like that, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think that it deserves its flowers, and maybe a revisit in the modern age if you haven't played it, or if you have played it in the past and haven't gotten back to it in a long time. I think it's worth consideration. Well
said. Incredible. Matt, I can't believe that we finally got to chat about this game, and on the podcast in general, but it was with you, buddy. I'm so glad that it could be you.
Hell yeah.
This was awesome. Thanks for bringing on Kingdom Hearts 2. I do have 2 segments to close us out with, though, related, of course, to the game you brought on today. The first of which is the Fact Me by your game, and that's just where I'm going to share one fun fact with you about Kingdom Hearts 2. I got this from an interview with Tetsuya Nomura during the development of this game. I'll have a link in the show notes as well, and I can send it to you separately. It was on the website kh2.co.uk. And I have this titled, Another World Refused. Now, in this extensive interview, it's so interesting to see like where Nomura was with the game and how it was already being perceived publicly before it came out. But in this interview, he details that during development, he approached Disney with a series of their films that he thought would make really good settings for Kingdom Hearts 2. And the first movie that he says he brought to them and was most excited about, he doesn't name in the interview, but he says was refused by Disney. Maybe it's something that they ended up doing in the future, but it's some mystery unused property. And then they asked if he had any others, the interviewer did, in mind, and he said this is how the Pirates of the Caribbean setting made it into the game. He was like really excited about pirates and threw it out there, and they agreed to let him do it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I wonder if we'll ever learn what the... I feel like if it was used later, he would be like, remember that thing I said?
Maybe mention it. Yeah. I would love to know that too.
We must not know.
Yeah, I'd say it's very possible, or maybe it's coming in 4. Who's to say?
Yeah. He's the reason Disney bought Fox.
It was the Simpsons.
I want to put the Simpsons in.
It muddies the water a lot, but I kind of want to see that.
Yeah.
And I want to see Sora Simpsons fight.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd love to see it.
It'd be so good. I'll include, again, a link to that interview in the episode citations. This will get us into the final segment, the game recommendations. Matt, you are familiar that this is my forced tie-in to the movie Call Me By Your Name, where I am going to treat Kingdom Hearts 2 as your passionate summer fling from one of the most just momentous times in your life. But unfortunately, that fling is not going to last. And so in your heartbroken state, I'm going to try to introduce you to 3 new suitors who all have a little something in common with Kingdom Hearts 2. But the thing I need to know from you is, are you ready to get back out there?
Look, I'm ready. I can only sit in front of the fireplace for so long and cry silently to Sufjan Stevens.
Well, let's wipe those tears up and let's turn off that Sufjan and start listening to these 3 recommendations. The first of which is that if you just want another excellent action RPG for the PS2, I'll recommend something that's a little more niche, a game that I've heard of, but until doing research for this episode, never really put a look to a name, and it's called Rogue Galaxy. Are you familiar with this at all?
I weirdly just saw this today, I think, on Steam.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. I was looking at something like this. Because I remember the name was like the title was interesting to me.
Yes,
like, Rogue Galaxy, huh? Maybe it wasn't Steam; it was like somewhere else. But it's on. It looks like it's on PlayStation.
Okay, great. Yeah, it apparently it holds up as like one of the great action RPGs of the time on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
With an interesting setting and world and multiple party members. So
and it's on PlayStation Plus.
Well,
which I have, which I said I have.
You said you had, so you might have to boot it up. The second recommendation is if what drew you to this game and what you still love about it is the crossover. It's the Disney meets Final Fantasy. Mm-hmm. I'll recommend another RPG, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Do you remember this game that was originally on the Wii U and got ported to Switch?
No, I've never heard of this.
This is a Fire Emblem cross Shin Megami Tensei title. Where I think it also has something to do with like your like pop stars too.
I'm in.
And RPGs. Yeah, there he is. But I also totally missed this when it came out for the Switch and never played it, but it seems awesome.
Yeah. It's obviously like the pound symbol is maybe like a musical thing.
Yeah.
Right? But I like reading it as Tokyo Mirage Sessions #FE.
Yes, I think it is. They do pronounce the word sharp, but hashtag needs to take its place.
Hashtag sorry sharp.
Yeah,
you're out.
You're
Hashtag's
gone.
in.
That's your second rec, and the final one is if you're ready to have a quack attack. I gotta recommend Donald Duck Going Quackers. Are you familiar with this Donald Duck Crash Bandicoot like platformer?
No. I don't think I've ever heard of this.
This came out on a bunch of platforms. I have actually seen footage of it before, but you're Donald Duck just running through little platform levels.
Oh my gosh!
Sometimes at the screen, sometimes away from it, very Crash looking. So yeah, it could be up your alley.
Isn't it so funny when he gets all pissed off?
I love when he gets pissed off and he doesn't. he gets. I want to see him get mad and put on pants. That would be funny. He gets mad. He's like, no one gets to see this anymore.
Yeah. He's like buckling all pissed off.
Yes. Well, I'll wrap this up. I'll recount your recs. We've got Rogue Galaxy, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, #FE, and then Donald Duck Going Quackers. Matt, that'll do it for the recommendations, and that'll bring us to the end of the show. So once again, buddy, thanks for coming back. Dude, I love talking video games with you. We get to do this all the time off mic, but it was fun having you back.
What a treat.
So thanks for doing it, man.
Thanks for having me. No, I always love coming on and chatting with my boy Connor.
It's the best. On your way out, you plugged some stuff earlier. Why don't you plug that stuff again so people who are still here can go find your stuff?
Of course. If you love to hear me bloviate, you can listen to Get Played and our Patreon, patreon.com/getplayed, where we have a show called Get Played DLC, where we talk about all kinds of stuff. And check out Strip Law coming to Netflix on February 20th. So soon. Really alarmingly soon.
We're going to blink.
I hope I'm not overselling how much of it I'm in. I only did a couple episodes, but like it was so much fun and so cool. And I felt like I got to like play right to my zone.
Amazing.
Right? So like it was a lot of fun, and I hope I get to do more stuff like that, and I hope there's more Strip Law to come, because it's I think a really, really funny show.
Hopefully first of many for the show and yourself. Well, thank you for all those. I'll put a link to those in the show notes, and also all the stuff that I'm about to plug right here. The cover art for Call Me By Your Game is done by Glenn J. You can find his Instagram in the show notes if you want to find out all the other cool art that he makes. And you can also thank the producer, the guy who edits and did the original music for this podcast, Jeremy Schmidt. You can follow me on Blue Sky and Instagram. If you'd like to, you can follow the show on Blue Sky, Instagram, and YouTube. If you don't already watch the YouTube version of the show, if you find yourself sitting at a computer and you're like, I want to look at people while I listen to them, and especially if they're handsome, find this show. So give us a subscribe there and watch this one in particular to see how cool Matt and I look.
That's right.
And lastly is the network, Super NPC Radio. You can also follow us on those social media handles, but more specifically, check us out on Patreon, where we've got a bunch of bonus video game podcasts for you there. A ton of stuff from on the free tier and up. We just added a ton of bonus content to our $2 entry level tier, where basically all of our back catalog from the end of 2024 and before, truly 400 episodes of bonus podcasts are there now for $2 a month. And then at our $5 tier, it's the DJ Toad tier, you get our games club. We're currently playing through, speaking of Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS. It's so much fun. First episode's already out, and you can listen to that even if you just subscribe at the free tier, episode 1. But everything else will be behind that $5 paywall until it comes out in the future on the free feed. But yeah, you can find all that later. Check out the show notes for all this stuff. Thank you for listening to another episode of Call Me By Your Game. We will see you on the next one.